Welcome back to another Out of the Park 23 video. If you've been following my Kansas City Royals sim, then you know in this video I have simmed forward 4 years with the AI controlling everything just to see where Major League Baseball landed in the year 2034. So I managed the Royals until 2027. I was fired. We then looked season by season at how the Royals did through the rest of Bobby Witt's contract. Who are the Indianapolis Patriots? What is this team? Is this an expansion team? Well, Dylan Carlson plays for him. All right, whatever. We'll figure that out. It's the what? All right. Sorry, I got sidetracked here. I hadn't noticed it. I just simmed forward and haven't really done much yet. To see like who the but no, I feel like I need to solve this. So whoever it is entered baseball. Does that say 1993? So let's see, who were they in 2019? The Marlins. Oh, the Marlins moved to Indianapolis. Got it. Okay, sure. So anyways, back to the point. I managed the team through 2027. We then went season by season quickly just to see some of Bobby Witt's additional time in Kansas City through, I think, 2030 was where the last video ended. And then now have simmed forward 4 years just to get further along in players' careers, real players like Vlad Jr., Soto, those dudes, but also prospects that I had signed or players that I had drafted or developed in my sim that were then working their way up to play for the Royals under the new regime. So wanted to get into some of that. Let's start with how the Royals have done over these 4 years. You can see they won 100 games this year. Now this is not all that surprising because they had the #1 farm system in baseball for several years. Now they're 10th during my last few years there with the team, and they continued to have the #1 farm system for a couple of years after I left. So as those dudes arrived and are now like in their prime, some of them, the Royals got good. So we left off in 2030 when they were still rebuilding, right? So 72 and 90, the 81 and 81 season, the season I got fired during. We made the postseason 4 straight seasons, didn't win a World Series, won 95 games, 92 games. Seemed like we were ready to take the next step, and then womp womp, we went 72 and 90 for reasons that are too complicated to get into here. And then the Royals just kind of middled around, kind of an average-ish team. Well, no, kind of a 500, just below 500-ish team for a bit, while they waited for that next wave of prospects to come. And in 2031, it looks like the team wasn't great. They won 87 games, overachieving their Pythagorean of 82 and 80, but then they won the World Series. Missed the postseason in 2032 and 33, and then it looks like the juggernaut has arrived here in 2034 as they won 100 games. They did not win the World Series. So what does this team look like now? Let's look at some of the dudes. So Bobby Witt is still here, batting 7th and DHing, but it looks like he actually doesn't play against lefties, which is interesting as a righty bat. His bat has really fallen off. If you've watched the rest of the series, you know that he kind of reached his ceiling early and then kind of settled in as an excellent player overall, but primarily a glove player. Well, I shouldn't say primarily a glove player. His glove was better than his bat, and his bat was still very good. But then he continued to level off, and then the last 4 seasons, you can see these WRC pluses just, not really in the realm of league average, below league average, I guess I should say. But the WAR still, 3.6, 3.2, and then down to 2.3 here, and then 1.8 with a 77 WRC plus in the last year of his contract. So at this point, his WRC plus for his career is just 101. So like a league average hitter, basically. Now, his 162 game average is 4 WAR. So well above league average as a player overall, but primarily because of his glove. I would say, this is a little disappointing of an offensive career for him, even though, he did reach 2,000 hits, got 250 home runs, and he's probably got some time left, I think. I don't know if that will be with Kansas City, though. So Gaither Margalillo, who was a dude that I signed as an international free agent in 2024 and immediately became the number one prospect in baseball. Or wait, no, he was a scouting discovery. Immediately became the number one prospect in baseball that year, but did not make his major league debut until 2030 at the age of 22. And it looks like he's become a star player. You can see he's got a career 129 WRC plus. He's not a huge power hitter, but lots of doubles, lots of hits, great batting average, good on base. Doesn't walk a ton, but he doesn't strike out a ton either. Looking like a very, very good player. He's made 4 All-Star games. He's, of course, a World Series champion. And he's just 27. So the future's still bright there for that dude. Hector Diaz was a draft picked after I was gone. Sorry, had a momentary brain lapse there. But you can see he's a really good young bat for them, a 139 WRC plus. Let's see. Alexis Diaz is a guy that I signed as an international free agent in 2036. Has had a bit of a winding path all through the minor leagues, but this last year really stepped onto the stage at age 24, and in 290 plate appearances put up 3.9 WAR and a 176 WRC plus, 401 BABIP. So I think he overachieved, but looking like another possible star for them. Eduardo Garcia, the shortstop that I brought in, is still there. Victor Soto, I'm not familiar with. 2029 fifth round pick. He's their catcher now. Since MJ Melendez left town a few years ago, we'll check in on him too. Chase Tolliver was the 3rd overall pick in 2030, and he what a confusing path to the majors this is. He joined the major league team in 2031. Then in 2032, he played the whole season in the majors and put up 3.7 WAR. In 2033, it looked like he struggled at the major league level, so then he went to high A and then double A. And then last year played in the majors and triple A and had a really good season. His 162 game average at the major league level is 4 WAR, despite this 255 plate appearances where he was just terrible with the bat. But looks like a good player there. There are a couple other dudes around. Was this a guy I signed? Yeah, Scouting Discovery. Not that I signed. 12-10-23. Marco Padilla, he's up with the team. Chris Escalera is a guy that I signed in 2024, and he had 2 really good seasons and a meh season this past season. Marvin Mejia is not a guy that I remember. Oh, did I sign this guy? Or was that the year I was fired? 2027. He looks like he could be really good. This team is in good shape, man. They have a lot of guys in their mid-20s who are really good hitters. You can see their offense actually carried them this year. They're 3rd in the NL in runs scored. Well, I wouldn't say their offense carried them. They're actually excellent everywhere because they were 3rd in runs allowed. They were 1st in efficiency, 2nd in zone rating. Just an all-around really excellent team. Pitching-wise, Tristan Potts, 2024 round 12 pick, still appears to be their best pitcher, but man, he has been up and down. Just if you look at it by like WAR and ERA plus, like very uneven career. Emilio Afonso is a guy they traded for. I think all these guys are trades. Not a lot of guys left over from my time here on the pitching staff, although this guy was a draft pick, 15th round, 2025. So that's kind of how the Royals have been doing. Bobby Witt is a free agent. I can't imagine he's going to be signed. Margalillo in his last year of arbitration is pinned for $25.2 million. Wow. They should sign him long term. Brian Buelvis is still here, guy that I brought in a trade. He had some really nice seasons, but then the last 2 years, as he hit the age of 30, has been quite bad. So let's look at other players. First and foremost, you can see the name here. We're looking up Royals legend Nick Loftin. If you followed the sim, you know Loftin had a very uneven performances for me, but then also won MVP of 2 different playoff series. So it looks like the Royals finally cut bait with him after the 2029 season when he put up a 27 WRC plus in 60 plate appearances, and he went and played independent ball for 5 years, and he's now back on the free agent market asking for $2.2 million. So that's what our friend Nick Loftin is doing. Let's check out MJ Melendez, who went to Atlanta on a big money deal, and let's see. Oh, so he had a good year an excellent year and then a god-awful year. That's such an outlier. And then it looks like he's continued to be excellent with the bat. I mean, 4 WAR with a 92 WRC plus is really something. That's really good defense. So he's about to hit free agency? He is about to hit free agency. Maybe, did he win MVP? Oh, 2031 MVP. What year was that? So that was a 6 WAR, 136 WRC plus season. He's just been, I mean, look at this peak from like age 23 through age 32. Man, was he good. Be interesting to see where he winds up. So Melendez and Witt are both scheduled to become free agents this offseason. Here, I'm going to take a sip of coffee real quick. All right, that was good. And also another guy that I want to check in on is old friend of the team, Brady Singer, who had a great career for us. And then after I was gone, he left for San Francisco, a big money free agent deal. And he looks like he played out those 5 seasons and then retired. Must have run into some injury problems here. You can see his Royals career was good, man. Like he's on, I showed in the last episode, he's on some leaderboards for the franchise. I mean, look at this, just a solid number 1 or 2 starter. You know, an excellent number 2 starter, I think it would be fair to say, is what his career averaged out to for Kansas City. You know, not a Hall of Fame player, but a very, very good player. What kind of injury did he run into? So he tore his UCL in 2032 and then run into some shoulder problems. Yeah, so he ran into a lot of injuries here, man, late in his career. The innings finally took a toll. So also wanted to check on Shohei Ohtani, who we had, and then he was traded to the Rangers. Oh, it looks like he's now a Dodger. Okay, that's kind of fun. Let's see. Let's just look at Major League. So, yeah, we traded him to the Rangers, and it looked like he was really good. And then he's just bounced around. He was a minor league free agent signing. So he went Texas, Washington, Arizona, New York, and then L.A. What about, is he still pitching? Yeah, he's still pitching. That's interesting that all he got was 1-year deals there. So there's the trade. He signed a 1-year, $16 million deal with the Nats. Then a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Diamondbacks. 1-year, $1.5 million deal with the Yankees. And then a minor league deal with the Dodgers. Interesting. Okay. Wait, he was released by the Dodgers? So they signed him. He was released on August 1st, and then he re-signed on August 9th with a bonus. That makes sense. So that's Ohtani. So I'm going to let's go to the player list here, MLB player list. First, we're going to just look at active players. We're looking at pitchers. So let's go with batters, career. We'll go to the all-time leaderboard soon, but just to see where this is where active players are now. Tatis has 2,275 hits, 727 home runs. So he's almost got the record, and he's 35. Oh, my goodness. So he's had 2 career highs. Well, he set a new career high at the age 33. It's 66 home runs. Then age 35, hits 62 more. Wow, and he's been pretty healthy overall. You look at these games played. What's the lowest he's played since 23? 111 games. And he's played over 150 many times. Wow. He's had quite a career. 130 WAR. That's got to be like top 10 all time for hitters, if not higher. A 172 WRC plus. So he's done okay. Juan Soto, 605 career home runs, 2553 in hits. He has 36, and he's still with the Nats. So both of them have stayed with their team their whole career. Look at all the years he's led the league on WRC plus. He's only won 2 MVPs, 2022 and 2027. So he's led the league in WAR 2 times without winning the MVP. He had an 8.3 WAR season, didn't win the MVP. 7 WAR season, didn't win. Look at all the times he's led in on base. Man, he's had to have been robbed of some MVPs here. Look at all these Silver Sluggers, All-Star games. Wow. Vlad Jr., 588 home runs. Acuna, Betts, Jesse Franklin V. He made made himself into a major leaguer with the Rockies, but then has gone to Chicago and said, I don't need just Coors Field. 42 home runs, 41 home runs last year, and half a season, 24 home runs. So he was a third-round pick in real life in 2020 of the Braves, but here they released him. And then he signed a minor league contract with the Mets, who then traded him for the catcher, Elias Diaz, and then he just took off from there and became a star. And we've also got Kalai Rosario, who is how was he acquired in real life? He was drafted in the 5th round of 2020 by the Twins, and he spent his whole career with them. Look at these All-Star games, Silver Sluggers. He's got 444 home runs and how many hits? 16, 15 and hits at the age of 32. So that's a nice career for him. Nick Pratto. This is a guy that I traded to the Cubs early in the sim. You see March of 2022. Because I basically had an overcrowded first base situation, had some prospects, and I needed pitching. And I got Kyle Hendricks for him. Oh, and I unloaded salary. That's right. Unloaded Carlos Santana's salary. And Kyle Hendricks came over and was decent for us for 2 seasons. He didn't pitch a ton of innings. You can see the R-WAR is 2.2 and then 3.9. I mean, he was a solid part of the two playoff teams that we had. Now, Nick Pratto went on to do pretty nice things here. He went on to hit 383 home runs, 17-12 in hits, 3 WAR per 162 games, a 118 WRC plus. So I think that's a trade that worked out for both teams because Hendricks really helped us immediately. By unloading Santana's salary as part of that deal, we were able to bring in other guys that helped us become a playoff team for 4 straight years. Who is this? Inger Castellano. Oh, he's a real life dude. International free agent signing by the Yankees, and he had a nice career with the Yankees, but then went to Boston, and in his first season there, put up 7.3 WAR and 63 home runs. That's funny. So yeah, Kyle Tucker, Ozzie Albies. This is all home runs, of course. Could always look at hits. Xander Bogaerts, over 3,000 career hits at the age of 42. Still doing it. He put up a 103 WRC plus last year for Atlanta. He's about to be a free agent. I wonder if he'll retire now. Oh, he made a so he went to the Phillies, the Yankees, and then a season in Colorado to boost those numbers up, and then signed a 3-year deal with the Braves. That's fun. Trey Turner, Corey Seager, 25.78. So let's include retire. Well, actually, let me look at pitchers real quick. Active winner and what happened? What happened? In wins, 146 wins by Jose Suarez. What a legend. He's bounced around. He's with the Rockies now. Good for him. Current leader in innings pitched. Wow. Duran. Interesting. This is active players. Grayson Rodriguez is up there. Alek Manoah. Trevor Rogers. How about strikeouts? Is Martin Santana, who I think is probably one of the better pitchers, if not the best pitcher. Yeah, he's won 4 MVPs, it looks like. Or is that 5? I mean, Cy Youngs. And he was an international free agent signing in the Dodgers in real life in 2017. The Dodgers released him in this. He then went and played independent ball and came back with the Phillies. Okay. How about WAR? Oh, that's Santana by a large margin, but Grayson Rodriguez and Julio Urias close out the top 3 in terms of WAR. Let's include retired players. Look at this. No one even close. 1/6. So the top, what is this? Is this 20 or 25 names just displayed here, right? 95.8 gets you on the first page. Active players, 45.8 is the high. Let's see about strikeouts. Yeah, no. See, no pitcher is really even coming close to making noise in any of these stats. Now, K per 9, because I don't have a filter on to limit for innings pitched, but I suppose I could have done that. So yeah, no pitchers are really making their way up those lists. Let's look at batters. Home runs. Tatis is 3rd. He's got just a little ways to go to catch Aaron and Bonds. Who else is up here? Soto is there. Guerrero. Mike Trout, who is now retired. He looks like he played with the Angels through age 38 and then went and played in El Paso, had a miserable year there. But retired with 2,523 hits, 579 home runs, a 267, 394, 513 slash line. The dude walked so much. That's great. Way to go, Mike. Is he up there in base on balls? Oh, there he is. Soto is second in walks. Could he catch Bonds? I think he might. Oh, there's Bryce Harper. How did he wind up? He retired at the age of 39 with the Phillies. He stayed with the Phillies. Looks like he was good through the age of 37 and then just fell off a cliff. Let's look at hits. Do we have anybody here? So no one is on the top page, but Xander. Oh yeah, here's Xander and Manny. Manny Machado, 3,129 career hits, played to the age of 40, had a terrible age 40 season, but otherwise was really good. He put up 6 WAR in his age 38 season. So 3,129 hits and 568 home runs for Manny. Freddie Freeman is there. Is he still active? No, he's retired. Mookie Betts, is he still active? Yeah, he's 42 and still doing it. And how many hits does he have? 2,975. So yeah, bring Mookie back for a year. Let him get 3,000 hits. He crossed the 500 home run mark this year. He was probably hoping to get another 25 hits. He's kind of tailed off here. Oh, he returned to Boston though, age 38, 39, and 40. That's great. And then went to the Cubs. So RBI leader. Anybody here? Manny on the top page here. How about runs scored? Nah, no one's catching Ricky. Mookie Betts is there. Mike Trout is there, but they're nowhere near Ricky. We already looked at walks, right? Yeah. Hit by pitch. All right. Victor Robles. Congrats. Strikeouts. Mike Trout, the career leader in strikeout. Rounding out the top 3 are Willie Adames and Bryce Harper. WAR. We've got Fernando Tatis is 130. So what is he? 4, 5, 6. He's 7th all time. He is 39, about 39 behind Ty Cobb for the lead. And he's 35. So if he played another 5 years, he'd have to average over 5 WAR per season. Almost closer to 6 WAR per season. There's Soto and Trout both on the top page. Stolen bases. Nobody's catching Ricky. Oh, who's this guy? Is that oh no, it's a super old guy. C.J. Abrams. Wow, look at him. 626. Looks like he's cracked the top 20 in stolen bases. And with 626, how old is he? He's 34. And he's still signed for another 2 years. So he could make some more noise there, maybe. OPS plus. Again, I didn't set the filter. So how about caught stealing? Brett Butler. Don't know him. Juan Pierre. Cool. All right. Last thing that I want to look at is the playoff history here since we last simmed. So look at 31. We know the Royals won it. They beat the Yankees. The Box Turtles reached the League Championship Series. 2032. The Giants beat the Tigers in the World Series. The Rockies, man, they've had quite a run in this sim. And here the Nats swept the Padres, and here the Braves beat the A's. The Braves, I feel like, had a really, really good sim. Let's see, how many World Series did they win? Yeah, look at this. They won it in 24, 28, and 34. They missed the postseason a few times in here, but then the other team is the Rockies. I feel like we're constantly in the postseason. I'm sure they weren't actually in every year, but okay, so once 2026 hit, they did make it every year through 2033, and they won a World Series in that time. Look at all these division championships, 5 straight. Man, the Rockies. That Franklin guy helped lead the way for them. Seems like they've trailed off a little bit now, but let's then look at the where's the am I just looking at it? I'm looking for the awards. History index. It's here somewhere, right? Yeah, okay. Whatever. I might have been looking right at it, but I couldn't find it. So just in terms of MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, Reliever of the Year, So there's Vlad, Judge, Green, Acuna, Soto, Colton Cowser, Castellano, Julio Rodriguez, who has had a great career. He has played for, I don't care about AAA, the Mariners, the Mets, and the Dodgers. Interesting. And he's got 433 home runs, 2,043 hits, and he's 33 years old. There's Melendez. Trejo, I'm not familiar with. International free agent signing in 2024. And, man, he's worked out okay. And Rodolfo Perez is with Nashville, a minor league free agent signing in 2032. What? What is this guy? Why was he a minor league free agent signing in 2032? Like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand this guy. Yeah, he looked like an all-world player. They then signed to a minor league contract. All right, cool. MVP Eovaldi, or Cy Young, Dubin, DeGrom, Rodriguez. Martin Santana won 3 in a row and then won a 4th there. Alec Marsh, he won one in 2033. Did he retire? He did retire. Did we already look at him? I don't think I looked at him earlier. So I'm drinking coffee. I'm tired. No, not really. But yeah, so he had a really nice career at the Yankees after having a really nice career with us. But I think he'd probably go into the Hall as a Yankee. Let's look at the NL. Dun, dun. Because I think Tatis won like 30,000 MVPs in a row. Yeah, here he is. In 23, he won 7 straight through 29, and then he didn't win one in 2030, and then he came back and won 2 more, and then didn't win it in 2033. Looks like all unique names, like no repeat Cy Young winners. Woodruff, Urias, Glasnow, Soto, Bednar, Montiel, Domingo Gonzalez, Jack Flaherty. In 2031, at the age of 35, won the Cy Young. That's cool. Estevan Avila, who was a 2026 pick, and then Angel Hernandez, who was a 2026 round 20 pick, and has become a workhorse. Look at this guy. He didn't become a starter until age 25, and now he's just casually pitching like 230 plus innings a year. Okay, hey man, cool. So we'll end it there. And look at our old friend Edison Suriel winning reliever of the year for the 2nd time. Of course, if you followed the sim, you know I traded him knowing that he was one of the best relievers in the league in order to unload like a $25 million contract that Devers had that was not working out for us. And yeah, look at these numbers he put up as a reliever. Absurd numbers. So I'll end it there. If there's teams or players that I didn't cover that you want to know about, you can leave them in the comments, and if there are enough comments, I'll make a video of it sometime in the next few weeks. But so I'll plan on doing one more video at that, unless, of course, you guys don't put enough questions in. But thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.